When I was 16 years old, I became very suicidal, like actively pursuing things that could end my life.
He was very depressed. I used to walk with him almost every day, and he would talk about how unhappy he was, how the only solution was committing suicide.
I didn't really want a future. I didn't want anything. I didn't really care. Nothing mattered to me. And all I know is that that feeling made me want to do things that were really, really dangerous. When I saw base jumping, I thought, man, that's absolutely perfect. If I do it, I can do something that very few other human beings in this world are willing to do. If I fail and die while doing it, well, then I get what I want. So for me, it was either way I win. I'm not going to just throw my life away. I'm not just going to waste that death. I'm going to use that death to do something spectacular. In my search for death, I really did find my life.
Ready, 10 seconds. All right.
But while he found life, Jeb remained on the fringes of society. Base jumping was both controversial and often illegal. Determined to make his mark, he became obsessed with conquering some of the world's most iconic structures. His desire to go one better with every jump eventually led him to the new discipline of wingsuit proximity flying.
One, there.
But it was his attempt to jump from the top of New York's Empire State Building that would have the biggest impact on his life.
I studied that building. It became kind of an obsession of mine. It became a passion of mine. It became something I really wanted to do.
Despite his careful planning, Jeb couldn't have predicted the effect it would have on his ambition to fly the Matterhorn. It would ultimately prove to be one jump too far. In 2006, Jeb Corliss had planned an incredible jump from one of the world's most famous buildings, the Empire State in New York.
I will fall and I will die if you do not let me go. If you do not let me go, I will fall and die. Let me go.
You can't jump while people have their hands on you, because that's not jumping, that's called falling. And the last thing you want to do is fall off this building.
Stay. No. I will fall and die if you do not let me go.
And their reaction was, you know, you will not jump off this building under any circumstance, no matter what we have to do.
Let me go.
Jeb was stuck on the ledge of the 86th floor, with the Manhattan traffic moving 1,000 feet below him.
They started getting out handcuffs. And as I saw the handcuffs, I realized, man, if they handcuff me to these bars and my parachute opens, air will grab my canopy and it will rip me from this building, severing my arms from my body and killing me. So I went through a process of trying to keep them from handcuffing me to the bars.
His actions had triggered a major security alert in New York. After more than half an hour, Jeb was finally arrested and held by the NYPD. The aborted jump became the biggest news story in the US. And post 9/11, the New York authorities were not going to let his audacious stunt go unpunished. They would make an example of him, charging and convicting him of reckless endangerment. Now, nearly 3 years later, he's been forced to interrupt his preparations for the Matterhorn in order to be sentenced. But Jeb is confident it will be nothing more than a formality.
It's my first offense, misdemeanor, so hopefully they won't go too hard, you know?
Jeb's mother has flown in to offer her support. But just hours before the hearing, they received some unexpected news.
Basically, my attorney said that a lot of very powerful people in New York City have been sending letters to the judge asking that I get the maximum sentence of 1 year in prison.
After years of confronting extreme fear and defying death, Jeb finds himself in a situation beyond his control.
Do you feel fearful?
That word has so many meanings. And of course, you're always scared of the unknown. It's just the way it is. You don't know what's going to happen, so of course it scares you. I'm a human being just like everybody else. It's turning out to be a lot more hardcore than I was expecting it to be.
The very thing that gave Jeb his freedom is now in danger of taking it away.
Yeah.
And his plan to fly the Matterhorn seems further away than ever.
In here.
To make matters worse, Jeb's assistant attorney informs him that if he is sentenced to jail, he will be taken down immediately.
Go away right now.
Oh, I go away right now.
Okay. And you know that it could create an emotional and difficult moment.
That's the case.
I'm sorry that I have to give you that speech.
If they take him somewhere, where are they taking him?
I could go to Rikers Island. Yeah.
Rikers Island is a notoriously violent prison. Jeb's fate is now in the hands of the sentencing judge.
Okay, Mark, come on.
What was planned as an elaborate stunt has led Jeb to the brink of a prison sentence.
That was truly terrifying.
What they say, Jeb?
3 years probation with 100 hours community service.
Congratulations, it's over.
Against the odds, Jeb escaped a prison sentence, but he will be on probation for the next 3 years.
Were you doubtful about the outcome?
Yeah, I was pretty sure they were going to put me in.
You did.
I've become very good at dealing with fear. It's basically what I do now. Since I was a little kid, it's always been about dealing with fear. I think that fear sitting in front of the judge about to be put in prison was very unique because it was a very horrifying idea to have my freedom taken away.
Jeb has returned to his native California, where he can now make the final preparations for the proximity flight he has planned in Switzerland.
It is interesting that I live in a country that's like motto is, land of the free. Yet, in order to participate in the sport that I love and the activity that I love, I have to get on an airplane and fly to Europe. I think that's hilarious.